in suicide prevention and mental health. And we'd like to open it with just lighting the lamp. We would have love to have our founder and managing trustee, Arnavaz Damania, to do this for us, to do this with us, because she has been very much the backbone of at Connecting, and for which we are truly grateful. She's unable to join us because she is unwell. And we also thought that this opening ceremony of how do we represent it as something that we are all coming in together, building together. So it was important for us to have a representation of various threads, people holding various threads of lived experience, of people just like us at Connecting who are also doing some fabulous work in this field, supporting others, caregivers, people who have gone through their own emotional turmoil and been with suicidal ideation and who worked through that. And so I'd like to also invite representatives of Connecting as well to kind of light the lamp. So may I have Ganda, who's one of our trustees, and Viren, Rian, Bikram. Yeah, so people who are really representing Connecting Trust that's organizing this conference, as well as those with lived experiences. And I also call upon Manjeet from BI, and Connecting Trust is part of Befrienders Initiative. As we light this lamp, as we also light this lamp as a symbol of our deep respect for our human experiences of pain and suffering, as well as the resilience of the human spirit. And the topic for our conference is something that touches all of us. So let's take a moment to also symbolically light a lamp in our own hearts to honor our own personal journeys, our own struggles, our own pain. Perhaps we've lost someone to suicide. Just remembering, honoring all of that, all of us. And may the light, and may through the conference, and our dialogue, and our engagement, and our reflections, and our learning, may through this collective effort of ours, may we find our way together and support each other's works, efforts, and intentions. And I'd like to call upon Merlin, if she can have a song for us. She has a song for us. And a little bit about this song. It's a song by Linkin Park, and also originally sung by the singer who was really battling with his own pain and trauma and grief. And he wrote this song as a song of grief. And many years earlier, he also died by suicide. So we have the song by Merlin.
Recognize that even in the darkest despair, that we are not alone and that there is somebody to care for us. Should have stayed. should be singing this song. Well, I do, and you should be singing it to anyone who needs your support. That you do care, and sing it to them and let them feel that that you care for them genuinely.
Thank you, Merlin, for that song. I'll invite Gayatri now to proceed with the rest of the day.
Thank you, Sandy, for this beautiful opening of this gorgeous morning. The ceremony here, the opening ceremony has really set the tone for the conversation, for the conversations ahead, coming up for next 2 days. It was really grounding, really heartfelt ceremony. Thank you, Merlin, for singing that for us. And also thank you for setting that intention that why are we here today? What we bring together here to this space, and more importantly, the compassion with which all of us have gathered here today. Once again, I welcome you all to day 1 of this conference on fresh perspectives of suicide prevention and mental health. My name is Gayatri, and I would be your anchor, your companion for the day. We'll walk this journey together as the day unfolds. With absolute pleasure, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome now our keynote speaker for Okay, my mistake. I would like to welcome Pranita, the CEO of Connecting Trust, to address us.
Thank you, Gayatri. A very good morning and a warm welcome to all of you. As we start this 2 days conference, I will right now just give a brief about the Connecting Trust. Connecting Trust is the organization that has organized this 2.5 days conference. We started way back, 20 years back, in 2005. The organization was started by Arnavaz Damania. How we all wish that she was here today, but I'm sure she's with us in her spirit and her heart. She's unwell and therefore was not able to come be with us today. Arnavaz started this Connecting Trust 20 years back when suicide was more of a taboo than it is today. The aim of the organization was to create caring and compassionate communities for people in distress and thereby prevent suicides. Such a great foresight 20 years back. Not knowing that time that the malaise would increase to this extent 20 years later. The Connecting Trust has, through its various activities, covered more than 3 to 4 lakh or supported more than 3 to 4 lakh people in distress, families in distress, families that have lost their loved ones to suicide over the last 15 to 20 years. I will be sharing with you what are the activities that Connecting Trust does in order to create a compassionate community. So as I said that we've over the past 15, 20 years, Connecting Trust has supported more than 3-4 lakhs of people in distress. But we wouldn't have been able to do this alone. The uniqueness of Connecting Trust is our volunteer gang, our volunteer team of volunteers, backed by a very, very supportive management, our board of trustees, our advisory team. We have a very large group of volunteers. Annually, we conduct 2 volunteer training programs. And we've just completed our 37th batch of volunteer training. We have a total registration of more than 650 volunteers on our list who are right now all over India, spreading the news that spreading the dream that Arnavas once had 20 years back. And we are very happy and very proud to say that right now we have more than 65 very active volunteers who are the backbone and the support of our day-to-day activities in Connecting Trust. We just have 4 staff members. It's the volunteers that drive everything at Connecting Trust. And we are really, really grateful to all of them. Many of them are here, and many of them have been involved in making this conference a great success. So thank you, volunteers. Another unique aspect of the Connecting Trust is when we talk about distress, people always say, oh, so you all must be counseling, and do you all counsel? We do not counsel. The Connecting Trust does not offer counseling services. Then what do? We offer non-judgmental, non-advisory listening space. We just hold space for the person in distress with the belief that every individual has the ability to solve their own problems, to resolve their own issues. Every individual, irrespective of their age, can solve their own issues. And in times of distress, it is this distress which hampers their problem-solving ability temporarily. And that is where Connecting Trust comes in. We offer a listening space to the persons in distress so that to help the person cope with that distress. And when we say cope with distress, it is not just about overcoming distress, solving problems. It is also about being okay with what is. The tagline of Connecting Trust, if you see, is it's okay to not be okay. All of us are not okay at times, yeah? And we are in that fight to get over that and be okay. But it's not always easy to be okay. It's not always easy to solve problems. Problems don't get solved overnight. So we also need to learn to be okay, to not be okay. So through our listening space, the persons in distress, either they themselves, by talking it out, they may arrive at their own solutions, or they may also recognize that it's okay not to be okay. So these are very unique things about the Connecting Trust that has carried forward its activities through the 2 decades. But it is not possible for Connecting Trust to do this single-handedly. Every person comes across distress. And there are so many people with suicidal ideations. Connecting Trust is a member of Befrienders Initiative India. Befrienders Initiative India is an initiative of 14 organizations all across India. You all will see a list of the Befriend BI organizations in the standee behind. So for your reference, you can look it up whenever you have time. So we are a group of 14 organizations that collectively work on suicide prevention, 14 organizations that run distress helplines on very similar principles. We come together, share best practices, our challenges, and learn from all these. Connecting Trust is also part of the Alliance for Suicide Prevention, which is an initiative of the Mariwala Health Initiative, which also comprises of organizations that work at the community level for or supporting people, being with people in emotional distress and prevention of suicides. Connecting Trust runs a helpline, a free helpline which runs from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 365 days a week. We have walk-in facilities in our office in camp where people who wish to speak in person can come and with an appointment and speak with us. We also have an email service where people from outside India also have reached us in times of distress. Connecting Trust has a post-vention program called a Suicide Survivor Support Program, where we support individuals that have lost a near and dear one to suicide. Families, friends, colleagues have approached us for support in times of distress when they lose a loved one to suicide. We conduct home visits, we conduct hospital visits. We also go to workplaces to be with them and provide them a listening space. As a part of the suicide survivor support, we also work with communities that are at high risk of deaths by suicide. We work with commercial sex workers. We work with the LGBTQI community. We work with people from the marginalized sectors where there are higher risk of deaths by suicide. Connecting Trust, also a major part of our activity, is conducting awareness about distress, about the importance of feelings, emotions, about the reality of suicide, the myths, the misconceptions, the facts about suicide, the protective factors, the risk factors, the red flags. So people are more aware, students are more aware, communities that are at distress are more aware, and not just take care of themselves, but also of their fellow individuals. We also run a PEP program, a Peer Educators Program, which is an initiative by Connecting Trust to develop compassion within communities, to develop listeners, compassionate listeners within communities. We do these programs in schools, in colleges, and we have also now started the PP model for NGOs that work with marginalized sectors. Through all this, over the years, Connecting decided that we should celebrate or commemorate our 20th year by getting all such people from the field, whether they are experts with experience, there are academicians with great deal of research and knowledge. And there are people with lived experiences who can come and enrich us by their experiences. And therefore, we conducted many events through the year to commemorate our 20th year. And the conference is our final event for the year. And this conference would have not been possible without our sponsors. Our title sponsor is the Vilu Poonawalla Foundation. Our CSR funders are Bajaj Finserv, Sanghvi Global, Finolex Group of Industries through the Mukul Madhav Foundation. Our health partner is Jahangir Hospitals. Associate sponsors are the WENCOB, National Egg Coordination Committee, Kirloskar Brothers, Forbes Marshall, CTR, Policymakers Forum for Mental Health, ETI Services, and the Atur Foundation. We've had a lot of outreach partners also for the conference. The Befrienders Initiative India, Just Being Center, St. Mira's College. We have some very dedicated volunteers with us all 3 days, students from St. Mira's College. So grateful to all of you. We have Sathi Haath Badhana, another organization that works in the field, and also the Connect Hut, so all these people have been helping us by spreading the information about the conference. Our travel partner, Apple Travels, hospitality partner, the Rowdy Clark's Inn, and our radio partner is 95 Big FM, only Sangram. So I once again thank you all for joining us for these 2 days, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And so grateful to all of you for wanting to be on this journey to support emotional distress and suicide prevention. So welcome all of you, and may all of us have a very enriching 2 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pranita, for taking us through Connecting's offerings and extending a warm welcome today. Once again, I would like to call up Sandy to talk to us about conference a little bit more, to take us through some key elements of it.
Yeah, thank you, Gayatri. I just want to, just share with you the intentions of the conference. And also, maybe we can also connect to our own intention of being here. And one of the reasons of kind of like putting together this conference is that, like Pranita was mentioning, there is a lot of work in the field, different people doing various things, holding various threads, but really there is also a need for coming together and all these threads coming together. And if we look at suicide prevention work, and maybe even examining where do we even begin? Where do we start? And maybe if we just see it as at the tip of the iceberg, you can just see all of the figures that we heard yesterday. That's just the tip of the iceberg, where we see all the visible indicators, right? What is reported, the suicide deaths, the attempts, all the presentations of crisis. So we see that, and that draws our attention. But maybe we all know that that's just representing just a fraction of what is the underlying reality. And what is that underlying reality? What are the missing pieces? what's below the surface. What are the deeper layers that we need to look at and that our attention needs to be drawn to? In fact, these numbers are kind of pulling our attention to or it's an invitation to pay attention to what are these underlying factors. And below that, we may have the psychological and the emotional factors. We have the social structures, the forces that are shaping all these social structures. And various aspects like trauma and psychological distress and childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, grief, loss, not enough spaces and communities for that, or stress, chronic stress, and really a lack of spaces for any authentic emotional expression. We can keep naming these factors like the academic pressure and workplace pressure, and all of that really embedded in a larger cultural framing and norming of who we are supposed to be, that we find ourselves tied into. And so in some way, all of this work, perhaps all of our attention really needs to go to what's beneath this crisis. And how do we address that collectively? And maybe the answers, maybe in this whole complexity of it, maybe we may find simple answers or parts of it. And hopefully this conference is a way to kind of connect those dots, connect those possibilities also of how we can go forward. So and we'll explore all of this in the next 2 days, and we have the generosity of many speakers who have agreed to kind of like come and contribute to this. Many of the things that I've named are things that we may go, hopefully, we may touch into even more and also benefit from their expertise, their knowledge, their skills of doing this work. So I really thank all of the speakers who have, I would say very, very generously given of their time and energy and thought and to put this together. And I would also like to thank the organizing committee. Usually we do this vote of thanks at the end of the conference, but I think I would like to thank everyone who's put it together before we begin. And so I'd like to invite Suhasini, if you're here, Suhasini Ravindran, and Colonel Prakash, if you all can come to felicitate the organizing team. And maybe some of us are here and some of us may be, some of us may be involved and busy with something else. So, but I'd like to thank Amina. If Amina, you're here, not yet, okay. Aditi, who has been the lead for the scientific committee. Yeah. A big round of applause for Aditi. And we're just going alphabetically, and it's a long list, so just bear with me. Arva. Arva is helping out with all the tech support, and she's part of the connecting team. Dipali, if Dipali is here. Farida. Not, yeah, so some of us are busy with other things. Gayatri. Gayatri, come. Gayatri has been helping with the web page and with the numerous corrections all the time. Thank you, Gayatri, for that. Farida. Farida helping out with the documentation. Amira. Amira has been the lead for documentation and all the, putting together all the documents required. Thank you so much, Amira. Lorraine. So it is great to have Lorraine's inputs and lead on the evening and hosting our evening today. You'll see more of her today evening. Piraji from the connecting team. Is Piraji here? Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, thank you, Piraji, for driving you nuts with the registrations. Yeah. Pranita. Yeah. Thank you, Pranita, for taking care of all of the communication that was needed for this. I'd also like to thank Chanel, who designed the webpage for us. She's not here. I'd like to call Simone. Simone, who has really been from the connecting team, really spearheading all the arrangements that were needed and the outreach and registrations. Suhasini. Suhasini, who has been the lead for all the contact with the speakers and ensuring a smoothness in that. Yeah. Varsha. Varsha also coordinating with all the speakers, keeping track of everything required. Thank you so much. Varun. Varun, who has been taking care of logistics, yeah, and really holding forth. Thank you, Varun. Yeah, Prajakta. Prajakta, who has been she's part of the connecting team and doing all of the media work and the social media posts and all the backdrops. Yeah, thank you so much. And Viren. And Viren, who has been a strong support. He's also on the advisory board of Connecting, and strong support with all of the outreach and the media. Yeah, thank you. All right. It's, yeah, we have Raj with us, and we might start with our session. Maybe we can take some time. We have also on the table some cards and some pens, and maybe you can take some time to just maybe reflect on what's your intention for the 2 days, and so we can collectively hold that together. So taking maybe a minute or two of just maybe writing that down and leaving those cards maybe in the basket on the table that we can collect later. Yeah. They are also for your reflections through the day, and it would be nice to hear your reflections and see them